Part 2. Freedom Alchemy Class. Boot Camp. Boot Camp Freedom Alchemy Class. Introduction. The Great Divine Director, 20th November, 2018. The Great Divine Director. Children of the Light. I am honored. Indeed, we are all honored, here in the Master's octaves of the universal love consciousness, for we have watched and listened to every step of the way since the Elemental Grace Alliance was co-created and consecrated as a worldly vision for humanity. We can say in all truth we had no idea how it would unfold its loving light, for we all had our reservations, but now we can wholeheartedly say we are very pleased indeed. It had its rocky start, with a single human being who had an idea to change the charters of the elemental kingdoms, and without another soul in support, set to the task to bring this idea into God life. This idea caught the higher realms unaware, as the discourses have shared, and even our beloved Saint Germain expressed his concerns as to its potential, and who insisted he would take a seat upon this Alliance Council to make sure that it would not sway toward anything less than the laws of God applied. It did not, and has remained steadfast in its divine plan. Even the archangels were caught with mouth wide open and jumped into action to stand before this man who sent this decree forth, ready to bring him to his knees for his blasphemy. But as you all know by now, this single vision has changed the course of human evolution in a beneficial way that cannot be denied by any God intelligence. I tell you this now against the desire of this dear soul for a reason. I wish to make a point, so ponder on the point through your own discernments as we continue together. Before any divine plan can be totally endorsed, authorized, and sanctioned, a human being must pass through all levels of high-dimensional realms and receive qualification by the Karmic Board of Directors. Not only has this been done by one dear soul, now it has been duplicated through meticulous application and approvals, so precisely conceived that what I will now share with you in this discourse, 33 more dear souls shall be able to enter this concentrated opportunity never being offered to humanity to date in this way. And to achieve this with no coercion applied to anyone's free will is quite extraordinary. What you will see within the I Am discourses and the stories shared within it of the messengers and some of their blessed followers, there will be some very close similarities. But know that it took 30 years to bring these discourses into full radiant manifestation. Today, the Elemental Grace Alliance has taken just 3 years to be able to receive these Saint Germain discourses with full radiation. And for that alone, we wish to thank each and every one of you, for without you, this would not have been possible. So much you are not aware of yet, and that is what this very specific class will endeavor to expose to you. The Elemental Grace Alliance template of approach has led to a new dispensation from Saint Germain himself that has been endorsed by the Karmic Board of Directors. This dispensation of the bounty of the I Am discourses is the first time this has ever been considered in this way. And as you shall know, this is not the only dispensation offered and accepted by the members of the EGA. This permission for use to teacher group through the full radiation of the transmissions has never been given like this before, since the Ballards brought them to light. And although it remains an experiment of sorts, the track record of the eager applications of studies has highlighted some very beautiful qualities and virtues that allow us to remain very optimistic for the implementation of the I Am Freedom discourses here. All because the laws of the cosmos and universal consciousness have been followed, adhered and administered to as part of its focused intentions and, more importantly, its attentions. Beloved El Moria has told you in his discourses that the Elemental Grace Alliance is not a foundation, is not an organization, and is not a business. It is a living, breathing, energetic, organic, pulsating, light life force field now that is made up of not only those dear human souls who have completed their eager, energetic, light transmissions, but mighty beings from all 7 spheres of light ray dimensions, the Elohim, the angels and archangels, ascended masters, elementals, devas, host, and other God intelligences. No other group on the planet has ever achieved this level of attainment and held true to the lessons of truth of life. And so we have huge respect for all of you who have made the transitions to this point so far, standing firm in the light of your I Am presence. Many have come with the same opportunities born to them, but not all have seen or felt the bigger picture. There is still a way to go, but we are confident that with this new opportunity, if applied with due diligence and close devotion, obedience, observance, and loyalty to the instructions on your part, there shall be made manifest within this eager group a bridge of consciousness that will take less than a year to cross over and step into a new land of freedom, away from all aspects of the old human life and its old consciousness thought forms. I am not going to go into the intricacies of what is to come, or the deeper specifications of what beloved Saint Germain is going to share. But I do wish to say to each of you here now, as you approach the time to fully engage in this next rung up the ladder of ascension, that to enter this particular I Am Freedom Alchemy class, if you wish to carry on with such giant steps into the splendor and magnificence of the I Am presence as a group initiative and not a personal individual effort, certain aspects of your journey from here on within will be demanded of you. Nothing can be left to chance now, and only those of you who are willing to go the extra inch will pass through this next ring of consciousness, pass it not. A higher level of the energy of light that will very rapidly increase your present resonances of vibrational frequencies and light quotients will begin immediately after Discourse 1 has been completed within this group. This first discourse will show who is ready and who is not, who can continue and who must retire to wait until they are ready another time. These are not words, dear hearts, to take lightly. They are words that reflect the law of the I Am presence, where there are no exceptions. So please, I beseech you, pay very close attention to all that I am going to say to you today, and all that Saint Germain and Lord Jesus will say over the course of days to come. That mighty I Am presence will amplify all aspects of this Elemental Grace Alliance Council endeavor, and shall present to you dead on its own radiance as it goes forth to repel every discordant thing which attempts to touch your world within your everyday life. Not only your private lives, but your new eager group life. Will you please accept this all-powerful, all-pervading love, wisdom, power, and justice in your life from this time forward as the only powerful activity it is, and allow it to act within your world, your body, your mental activity? From today on, will you enter with me and a whole host of dedicated masters into this great determination to harmonize your feelings, to call your I Am presence into love in action, and then stand within its light until the fulfilling of your greatest visions, ideas, and imaginings of the light, love, and God, whatever they may be, come into physical manifestation? I shall also tell you this. The Buddhic column activity, as has been declared and will further be explained to you, was not a vision that we saw would assist in this very expansion and concentration of light radiance. But this too shall be an added bonus in magnifying the unification of this living light organism. No other such matrix exists on the planet of this nature, and no other foundation, organization, or business can make claim to any such thing. Even the 300+ locations around the world of the Saint Germain Foundation have not manifested any such potentials to date. Not any group within its millions of students today. So, you can see just a little now of why we are all so charged with awe and wonderment when it comes to human creation, and how overjoyed we are to see it succeed in the shortest time possible. It is so long overdue. In my discourse in 1937, I said that what I am about to share, that applies even more so to each of you who are about to step into the I Am Freedom Discourses class within the Elemental Grace Alliance. Pay very close attention to this. I do appeal to your God sense again, for the law is the law and there are no exceptions. Discourse 2, February 13, 1937, San Francisco, California. Even from our octave of light, it is an extraordinary activity. I may not set aside time and space for all of you as a group, as was done for those blessed children, Nada, Pearl, Rex, and Bob, but a service occupying a similar position for you has been rendered. To the degree you can accept this help and keep your feeling world harmonized, will you see the outpicturing of those qualities more quickly, not only in producing perfect health in your body and more quickly solving the problems before you, but in quickly rising into that state of consciousness where you no longer consider problems. In calling your beloved mighty I Am presence into action, you not only solve the apparent ones, but it keeps you above all problems. That is your victory. That is the achievement for which you have come into many embodiments. The individual who thinks this great knowledge Saint Germain has brought forth is but imaginary can, of course, receive little benefit, because the repulsion of his or her own feeling of doubt will repel our help. Until such time as the individuals can feel the great acceptance of this knowledge, this truth, the mightiest which the earth can ever receive. Your knowledge of the presence and the acceptance of your mighty I Am presence is the end of all earthly pilgrimage. Those who will apply this truth as directed and refuse acceptance to appearances will quickly enter into the fullness of the courage, strength, and confidence which gives them the certain feeling that it is really true. You will understand, beloved ones, after centuries, hundreds and perhaps thousands of embodiments, in which of limitations must necessarily be tremendous. Notice the vast difference in what you have known before, as the advancement of the mass in comparison to your knowledge of your beloved mighty I Am presence, and the eye picture which you have before you, through which you are calling your three faculties of activity into vivid actions for yourself. You may accomplish your victory today through the use of the violet consuming flame by calling your mighty I Am presence into action to pass it from your feet up a dazzling radiance like a blowtorch, consuming everything discordant which you have drawn about you through the centuries. Your achievement is definite, certain, and quickly accomplished. The accumulation of limitations which you have drawn about you through the centuries has been a long, laborious process. Strange, is it not, that mankind would willingly draw the people into more and more dense and limited conditions? Yet only when the people know the great God presence which beats their hearts can strength be sustained within the human form, which will enable them to hold their attention firm enough on the mighty I Am presence to set them free. Then its mighty energy may be released in sufficient quantity, sufficient power to not only consume all discordant conditions and accumulations, but to draw from the presence those mighty currents of energy which sweep into the body like a mighty river, if you please, and which will sweep out every imperfection. You may wonder why we continually pound and pound and pound these definite explanations to mankind, because they must understand this truth. Those who refuse will go on and spend many embodiments before they have this opportunity again. Because those who pass out, consciously refusing this knowledge today, will not be permitted to re-embody and gain the glory which the next embodiment would bring. When once the outer consciousness of mankind is given the opportunity, and the stubbornness of the human is its ridicule, refuses acceptance of the great light and truth of the presence, then people will wait much longer than those who have not heard of it. There is only one thing in all this world of human activity which will not allow anyone on the face of this earth to accept the mighty I Am presence, and that is the accumulated stubbornness of the human mind and feeling, the outer activity of it. So today, I congratulate you, O beloved children of the earth. Seeing the expansion of the light within you and your sincere earnestness, with great joy I come forth into your city, into your midst, to try once again to give you your assistance, which will enable you to attain quick, certain, eternal freedom from the acceptance that now marks you, from the acceptance any longer of these appearances which have bound you for so long. Does it sound simple when you are asked to refuse acceptance of these appearances, when your very life energy has fed them to terrify, harass, and prevent your achievement? You can turn from them now in the acknowledgement of your presence. Accept its perfection, the mighty currents of energy flowing in and through your body and out into the world, and have that perfection now made manifest in your world out here. That is a great, majestic, mighty law which it is your privilege to use. So today, every assistance possible is being given to the sincere ones of mankind to release them, not only from their own human creation drawn through the centuries, but to give them the great, great, and wonderful ascension freedom forever from the wheel of birth and rebirth, which you have traced and retraced so many, many times. It does not matter whether people believe this or not. It is the great law, and it is not concerned with human opinions. It acts, and those who cannot or will not accept it remain in the great wheel, embodiment after embodiment, until one day they wake up. End excerpt. Precious ones, take your determined stand to call your mighty I Am presence into action. Go forth in the glory of its mighty radiance and directing intelligence, and you can be sure that we will give you every assistance possible to your quick and eternal freedom. If you mean business as we do, then your freedom will come quickly.
I tell you, the Elemental Grace Alliance has very definite plans that are all overlighted and ready to precipitate from the bottom up. And so, when human beings are so internally directed and committed, then we are ready to do whatever is possible through cosmic law as to our parts. Go on, precious ones, until there is not a vestige of the old human left. On behalf of the great host of Ascended Masters, we call the great light substance forth this day to enfold each one of you, as your individual requirements may indicate, to hold that light substance active about you, supplying the courage, the happiness, the strength, and releasing the supply of all required for your happiness and comfort, all that is necessary for your service to the light. I say again to you, precious ones, I thank you for making the call and giving the decrees. Please continue it, and you can and shall have your own home of light in which you may meet with each other and all those within our octaves of light. The light substance knows no limit. The supply of money provided for mankind is really not limited, for the great presence gives all. As you issue your decrees for your radiation centers, your pyramidal light temples to do your bidding in service to the light and humanity, the elementals, devas, angelic host, animals, and plant kingdoms, then the light will turn and serve you and supply it. There is naught you cannot have for the service of the light, whether it be your temples, research centers, communities, homes, health and well-being, material things, or any form of transport. But don't be impatient, I implore with you. Allow your I Am to serve you when it knows is the right time. Go and make your decrees. Do not limit them, and you will be surprised what 1 year will supply to you. But when you say those decrees, don't let your human have anything to say afterward. Remain in the great silence concerning your decree, and your decree will go on and be fulfilled. Remember, when you issue a decree, the power of the universe goes into action to perform that service. And unless you become inharmonious and allow your human feeling to affect it, your decree will go on and act until the achievement is accomplished. It is the law of the universe, no one's opinion. Therefore, if you do these things, the result will be the fulfillment of your heart's desire. I say to you here and now, if you stand with us, we will stand with you. That is a fair contract. Accept the full glory of your beloved mighty I Am presence now, amplified by the great host of Ascended Masters and the laws which they apply to your assistance. Go forth with a happy heart, with a courage and confidence born of your mighty I Am presence. Then leave the rest and do not be concerned what any other person or group is doing. This activity will only create further diminishing levels of awareness and hold you in old levels of human consciousness. Issue then your decree with the wisdom of your presence to be fulfilled. Be glorified in the time in which it sees fit to produce the manifestation. Hold steady within the great silence and only be concerned with your own world and affairs, and you will have in your world that which will make your happiness complete. In closing today, I wish to leave you with something for you to consider further. I said in 1937, I came forth into your city, into your midst, to try once again to give you our assistance, which will enable you to attain quick, certain, eternal freedom from the acceptance that now marks you, from the acceptance any longer of these appearances which have bound you so long. Today, November 20th, 2018, I come into your life, no matter where you are, to offer all that I am, for you to become the all that you are within your I am presence. So today, I wish to go one step further than I did in 1937. Instead of, I may not set aside time and space for all of you as a group, as was done for those blessed children, but a service occupying a similar position for you has been rendered. I am going to set aside all the time and space for those of you as individuals who commit to such a class activity while holding true to maintain a unified group conclave. This will not be easy to begin with. We know that. But we also know your heart's intentions. Remember that I am the remover of all obstacles. So within the power vested in me, I am going to grant every one of the present members of the Son of Even Pressure Council who can sustain this forward movement beyond the first study of Discourse 1 of 33, October 3rd, 1932, by Saint Germain. My dispensation of removing all aspects and residues of your lifetime's karma. I am going to lift each of you into a karma-free status that will give you a secure, stable, well-founded, and safe foundation from which to ensue and develop your advancement. Let us call it the Great Divine Director's dispensation to freedom. But be warned, any thought form less than the I Am consciousness will indeed reinstate the karma of those imbalanced thoughts. If this happens, you shall be able, if observed, to release yourself instantaneously through the application of your I Am authority. But, if forgotten again, you shall fall back into past realities with the potential of removing yourself from this class, until you are once again ready to remain focused and determined with all your mighty I Am presence, love, wisdom, power, and justice. It is my gift to you, but it is one only you can and your I Am presence self-sustain. You are now living in a mighty reality. The laws of life are acting with great speed within and all around you. Understand then, beloved ones, whether you are awake or remaining dozing as to this your reality, this action of the great law is constantly going on within and all around you. You, up until now, have only been half awake on the job, forgetting who you are in the attraction of the outer world. Yet the interaction of opening your eyes continues, directed by your higher mental body. Now you can get out of bed where your dreams were only dreams. When your call is heartfelt, honest and authentic, when your knowing is earnest, natural and unaffected by the outer world, then will your higher mental body release through your heart with the emotional projection of love eternal more and more of its mighty energy of light, which dissolves and consumes all unlike itself and will place into your world no place where dreams will only ever be dreams again. Today you sit on the side of your bed, wondering what the day shall bring. What would you like to experience this day for the rest of your I Am God life here on earth? I am the Great Divine Director in your service.